delicious Singapore hawker foods at Chinatown Complex Food Centre. Welcome to another food adventure with Getting Lost. And what we are doing today, we're doing another ultimate food guide, and you guessed it, at Chinatown Complex Food Centre. And for those of you who are counting, this is part 4. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come to this food center and I'm going to show you more good food that you can eat here, that if you come here, do not try these foods, you'll be missing out. So join me after the intro as I just will show you around. You'll get lost together in this food center. Isn't getting lost fun, especially when there's so much food around? Welcome back. Well, where are we today? If you remember correctly, we are at Chinatown Complex Food Centre to do our ultimate food guides, these ultimate street food guides, hawker food guides, delicious food guides, Singapore food guides at Chinatown Complex Food Centre. And this is part 4 of the series. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to this place here, which is Chinatown Complex Food Centre. We're going to get lost in the maze here, and getting lost is actually part of the adventure. So what are we waiting for? Let's get in here and let's try to look for some foods that you will not notice, some food that you will notice, and basically just delicious good food, street foods that you must come here to eat. Those type of food in Singapore at this place, Chinatown Complex Food Centre. While you're actually walking around this food center, you will not miss this place. First of all, because there's always a queue and their signage, which is nice, bright and red, which is called Babas Peranakan. And here they sell rice, which you eat together with all other ingredients. And these are all the ingredients you can have. On the bottom here, you have more of the curried and stewed items, and on top there, you have more of the deep fried items. And so this place here is a very popular place. A lot of people come here to eat here and also to take away. And also one thing to note about this place is you do have to come a bit earlier to eat here, because we came here at around 12 o'clock and already half the food items are already sold. So this place here, popular place, queue, but the queue clears very fast, so don't have to worry about that. And what I ordered from this stall is this plate of rice, which cost me $4.50. So the style of the food here is mainly Peranakan food. I ordered a few items to eat together with rice. At the bottom here is actually vegetable curry, which they do it very well. The curry, the flavors actually penetrates into the cabbage. And over here is what you call a sambal goreng, which you have assorted vegetables, tofu, tempeh, with a nice flavorful sambal sauce. And on top there you also have their curry, the chicken, the fried chicken, which is crispy on the outside, moist, juicy and warm on the inside. Well seasoned chicken. The chicken is almost like a seasoned prawn paste chicken. They do that very well. And then on top of the rice, they pour in this very flavorful chicken curry. And this chicken curry goes very well with the rice. It's super flavorful. Lemak, which is coconutty, and so delicious. And if you do come here, one thing I like about this place is they don't actually skimp on the seasoning and spices that they use to flavor the food. And here you get strong, full flavored ingredients and done very well, done correctly, tastes delicious. And if you do come here, if you want rice dish, this is something that you have to come and eat. Another place that you can try is this place called Fei Yi Yi Food Tradition. And here they sell noodles, Wanton noodles with different types of ingredients like char siu or chicken feet or mushroom, depending on what you like. So this place here, what I ordered from here is their $3 wonton noodle with chili. dried style. And here, first of all, the noodles cooked quite well, well seasoned, nice chewy texture to it. And then on top of it, they sprinkled a bit of pork lard. Then you eat it together with some chili. The chili here does pack a punch at the first bite when you eat it. Then it slowly mellows down. One thing interesting about this place is their char siu or their barbecue pork. Most char siu, when you normally eat them, you actually taste more of the barbecue seasoning or char siu seasoning that they use to flavour the meat. But here, you get, when you bite into the meat, you get more of the flavour of the meat, which is the pork flavour, which is very nice and very flavourful. Then you also have this bowl of soup, and with wontons inside. Wontons here, or the dumplings, the skin is nice and thin and a very nice minced, meaty feeling in there. Then the soup also good with a very nice peppery finish to it, very delicious and goes well with the noodles. So here, if you are looking for some noodles, this place here does cook a very good plate of noodles, and something that if you like, you should come and try. Up next is this stall called 115 Desserts or 115 Tong Shui, and here they sell traditional Chinese desserts cooked in the traditional way. These type of stalls are getting harder and harder to find because it takes a lot of effort, a lot of manpower to actually cook it the traditional way, and so because of that, these type of dessert stalls are getting harder and harder to find. And this item here that I'm eating now is called peanut paste. It cost me $1.70. First of all, the desserts from this stall are normally not as sweet as other places that sell similar desserts. So the sweets here, the desserts here are not as sweet, but still, because of that, you can actually taste more of the flavors of the ingredients. Here, you get a nice peanutty taste, slightly smoky, but still a very delicious peanut taste, almost a bit like peanut butter, but less thick and more diluted for drinking as a dessert. Then next up, you have something called walnut paste. Even though it does look very similar to the peanut paste previously, this is used a walnut, a different type of nut, and this one cost me $1.90. And like I said earlier, this dessert is not as sweet as other places make it, but still very delicious, nice thickness to it, and when you taste it, it definitely has a different taste than the peanut paste we had earlier. It has a more earthy taste, not as thick as the peanut one, but still very good. And because they use less sugar, you can taste more of the flavor of the walnut here, which is delightful and nice and delicious and yummy, and something that if you have not tried before, you should give it a try. And at this store here, they do have a quite selection of desserts for you to choose. Some items that you have daily, some items that only they have it on certain days, and this is one of the items they have on certain days, which is their Bobo Chacha, which cost me $1.90. First of all, you get a very nice, delicious, sweet coconut and sweet potato flavored soup, and then inside you have sweet potato, you have yam, and the coconut is in flavor has been infused into the potato here, the sweet potato, and it's cooked very well. It breaks easily in your mouth, these root vegetables. And then they also have some kind of like sweet tapioca jelly that they put inside the Bobo Chacha, which is very nice, give it a different bite texture, and also very delicious, coconutty delicious. Not as sweet as other places make it, but still very delicious, very yummy, a very good dessert to have, and it just makes your tummy feel just so happy. Up next, we have this pot of ink. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually black sesame paste, and it cost me $1.50. And like all the other desserts, it's only mildly sweet, and because of that, you can get a better you can actually appreciate, you can taste better the black sesame flavor here. and here it does have a very nice black sesame flavor, slightly char taste, but still the black sesame has been grounded to make this dessert, and it tastes really good. It's not as thick as I would have liked it to be, but still a very nice, very delicious dessert. Actually, one of my more favorite desserts that I normally like to order to eat. And here, like I said, not as sweet, mildly sweet, and because of that, you can taste more of the flavor here, which I really like. And something, not all desserts are better with less sugar, but the desserts I showed here are better without it, with less sugar. And if you do come here, do try some of the desserts here. The desserts here are yummy. And we're actually now at this store called Anji. And here is this store here is actually a zhicha store. That means that they actually cook dishes for you to eat together with rice. But a signature dish from this food store is this item called steamed fish head. Actually, not only this store, there are almost like a dozen stalls that actually sell this food item. So this food item here is something like a specialty item for this food center, and you can have the steamed fish head with different types of seasoning. The one that I have here is actually preserved bean seasoning, and it's a bit sweet, a bit spicy, but still very flavorful. And you have a very nice big piece of fish here, which is mainly the head and heart of the fish, which normally people threw away in the past. So what happens now, because people used to throw away, they take this dish, which is a throwaway item, and created this dish here. And you add in different types of seasoning and you get this fish here. And here the fish is nice and fresh. You just need to know how to eat the fish, because there are lots of bones in this fish here, so you need to know how to pick away through the fish. It's not like one whole big fillet that you normally get, and it's also seasoned very well and very delicious, and something you need a bit of skill to eat. And another dish that I ordered from this store is this dish here called crispy noodles. And here you can have it with either beef or fish slice, and because this place here actually does things with fish, they do it very well, but I decided to try something different, so I ordered beef crispy noodles. And what you have here is you have very crispy noodles, noodles that are deep fried until it's crispy, and on top of it you have a bed of beef. And this dish here, the smallest portion, cost you $5. I ordered the $6 portion. And here, look at this. Does it look good? It has nice, tender, soft beef on top. And then you have crispy noodles. Noodles that are so crispy that if you do a lot of thinking when you're eating, you will not be able to, because it's so noisy in your mouth, in your brain, in your head. Because the noodles here are super crispy and goes very well with this savory sauce and beef. Ooh, unique and delicious. And finally, this brings us to the end of our food adventure, our ultimate food guide, hawker food guide, street food guide, here at Chinatown Complex Food Centre, Part 4, the concluding episode. I hope you actually enjoyed this ultimate food adventure that we had here, which this place here has so much good food that we didn't know what to do, and we have finally reached the end of all the delicious good food that you can get here. I hope you actually enjoyed this food adventure here as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And before we go, as per usual, you know what to do. Please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and also subscribing to my channel. And also, don't forget to come down to this food center and try all the good food that you can find here. You must remember to support the Singapore food culture. If you don't support it, it will be gone. And before we go, what are you supposed to do? I forget. Anyway, see you next time for the next food adventure. I'll recognize you this time. So see you there. Bye bye.